Thinking about selling your home in Middle Georgia? Well, here's the truth. What worked 2 years ago will not work today. You have to play the game a little differently in 2025. Hey, so today we're going to get into it. We're going to unpack what it takes to sell a home in today's market in 2025. We're going to start off by just kind of talking about the market and what we're seeing today. So we're going to jump into this. We're going to unpack it and see exactly what it takes to sell a home in Middle Georgia in 2025. So I'm just going to kind of dive into this. We're going to start with just kind of how the market is today and what we're seeing as far as trends, home prices, how long homes are sitting on the market. Is it a seller or a buyer's market? All kinds of stuff. So hang out. Let's just go through this and then you'll have a good understanding of what it's going to take to get your home sold in 2025. All right, so inventory, I have to say, homes are sitting on the market for longer than what it was 2-3 years ago. So you need to kind of have that mentality whenever you go to list your home. Now, I will say if you have a home that is, let's say it's just pristine, move-in ready, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, it's in the right price range, I would say you'll probably get it sold a little bit quicker than some of these other homes. But there are a lot of homes in subdivisions that normally go quick that are sitting for 2, 3, 4 months right now. So just kind of have that in the back of your head. Now, obviously, if you work with us, then we're going to do the best we can to get you top dollar and get it sold in the least amount of time. So there's that. Make sure you pick a good agent, okay? But we'll get into that a little later. All right, so is it a buyer or a seller's market? So in my opinion, it is a buyer's market right now just because the homes are sitting on the market for longer, and I do see the prices start to drop, and also sellers are paying closing costs, getting repairs done, all kinds of stuff that are helping the buyer out to give them incentives to buy the home. So in my opinion, we're sitting in a buyer's market right now. Hopefully, maybe it will flip. Maybe it will just level out and we'll have a normal real estate market and everybody will be happy. So, but doubt it. So the average day on market right now is going to be anywhere from 30 to 65 days. So I do see some homes sitting longer than that. I do see some homes selling quicker than that. So just keep that in mind whenever you're going to go list your home this year, that you're probably looking at a month to 2 to 3 months before it gets sold. Now, like I said, if it's in that prime location, it's a great home and everything is good to go on it, then you probably won't be looking at that long, because I do see some of them going pretty quick as far as the nicer, newer homes are concerned. So just keep that in mind. So let's talk about the number one biggest mistake that sellers make when they list their home. That's going to be pricing. If you overprice your home, that home is going to sit on the market for months, and then you're going to end up reducing the price and then probably reducing it again. So go ahead and just list it for that realistic price up front. That way it sells in the quickest amount of time and you don't have to go and lower the price. And then buyers see that you've lowered the price several times, then they're going to try to come in and haggle you even more. So just make sure you list the home at that right price from the start, and you should not have any problems getting your home sold. Another thing you want to do is check the neighborhood, check the comps. What are other homes selling for in your area? How long have they been on the market? What does their home have that your home doesn't, or vice versa? What does your home have that theirs doesn't? These are all things that we can take into consideration when coming up with the price and making sure that your home gets sold as quick as possible for the most amount of money possible. Another thing that you have to look out for whenever it comes to pricing is an appraisal. So anyone who gets a loan for the home is going to have an appraisal done, so the lender knows, hey, we're not paying too much for the house. So if you have your home priced too high and you get an appraisal done and it comes in low, the buyer's going to come to you and say, hey, we can't buy it for that much. This is where we need to be, and you're going to have to lower the price anyways. If you get a good agent and they pull comps, do a CMA, a comparative market analysis, then they're going to know right about where the home needs to be listed. And honestly, I'd say 50-50. It's not where my sellers want it to be, but it's realistic, and I know the home will sell, and I know it's going to sell in a good amount of time. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, I know everybody wants to get the most possible money they can for their home. That's what everybody is trying to do when you sell your home. I get it. But at the end of the day, you have to be realistic and go with what the home is actually worth. Now we're going to move on to presentation of the home. So I can't say it enough. Curb appeal is huge. I've looked for houses before for myself, and if I pull up to a home and it doesn't look good from the street, honestly, most of the time I probably just keep it moving, because that's the first impression that somebody's going to get of your home. So whatever you can do to kind of spruce it up outside, make sure the exterior looks good whenever you pull up, then it's going to keep the buyer engaged. When they get there, they're going to be excited to look at the home instead of trying to pick it apart whenever they go inside. So if you work with us, what we're going to do is we will get professional photography done. We'll do some drone footage. We'll do a video walkthrough, all kinds of stuff, just to show the buyers why they should buy your house over the one that's listed right down the street. So this is huge in my opinion. You do have agents that will go and take cell phone pictures for their listings. I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think that's the proper way to market a home. So make sure you're getting professional pictures and drone footage and video walkthroughs, no matter who you're working with, whatever agent it is, if it is not us. What we have found is the best way to market the homes is going to be on social media. We have a YouTube channel, obviously, with almost 10,000 subscribers. That's what we're going to do for you. We're going to blast your home out there. That's what you're going to want to do. If you're not using us, you want to make sure you get it in front of everybody in the area, run ads, do whatever you need to do. But as long as you work with us, we're going to do all that for you, and you're not going to have to worry about it. And I will say, a lot of agents are going to throw a sign in the yard and they are going to wait for another agent to come and bring a buyer. And that's fine. That's what a lot of agents do, but not us. So what you need is an agent who's going to work for you, market the home properly, do agent opens, do open houses, do the professional photography, the drone footage, the walkthroughs, blast it out on social media, blast it out on all of those websites that people are looking for real estate. And anybody that's looking to be in this area, to move here, I can promise you we're going to be able to reach them. So make sure you give us a call if you do want to list your home here in the Middle Georgia area. That is one thing that sets us apart, is how we market the homes and how many people we can get it in front of versus the average agent in this area. So if you're considering selling, let us at least have a conversation with you and talk to you about what it looks like to sell your home. Something else that I see people do is turn down showings. So when it comes to showings, you want to try to be as flexible as possible, because let's be real, that's how you're going to sell your home, is letting it be shown by agents to their buyers. So the more buyers that you have come through the home and look at it, obviously the more potential there is for more offers, which in return will get you more money and get your home sold quicker. And then whenever you have showings coming up, it's my suggestion, have some kind of candle or something that smells good lit, have the lights on, have everything show ready. I mean, that's just what it is, show ready. You want to have the house looking the best possible way that you can whenever those buyers come through, because that first impression is going to determine whether they fall in love with the home or they keep it moving to the next one. So one more thing about the showings is going to be, when these showings happen, you need to leave the home. I can't tell you how awkward it is for a buyer to walk through a home where the seller is there and just kind of watching over them or listening to them or within earshot. They know they can't really talk to their agent. They can't really say what they want to say. It's my suggestion to just, hey, if you've got dogs, you can go walk the dogs. If you like to walk, go walk around the neighborhood while they look at the home, whatever you want to do. It's my suggestion that you do not be home whenever the showings are happening, just because you want that to be as organic as possible and you don't want to influence their decision or anything like that by being there and kind of hovering over them. Just keep that in mind whenever you're listing your home. Now, I will say buyers are probably going to be picky right now, because let's just face it, a majority of them have a 2.5%, 3% interest rate when they bought a home 3, 4, 5 years ago. So it's going to have to be a perfect home for them to leave that and buy a new home. Just kind of understand, like, that is just where we're at right now. I have a 2.25% interest rate. So if I were going to buy a house, it would have to be on like 100 acres and be exactly what I'm looking for me to leave that 2.25 interest rate. That's where a lot of buyers are right now. So just keep that in mind, that if they're being picky, that's really probably why. There's only a couple reasons that they're probably looking to buy a home anyways, and that's to solve a problem that they have, whether it be they need a bigger home or they need a smaller home, or maybe they're moving here for their job, whatever the case may be. So just keep that in mind if the buyers are being picky when it comes to your home. And then you need to be prepared for any kind of negotiations or inspections. So the typical buyer If they're working with me, I'm going to suggest getting a home inspection, so you can expect a home inspection to be done and then them to come back to you with some repairs that they would like to be made. Now, you don't have to agree to this, but in order for you to move forward in the process of selling your home to them, they may require you to do some of these repairs. So it's just a negotiation going back and forth. Hey, we're good with doing these things, but we don't want to do this. And then you just kind of go back and forth until everybody's happy with it, or go your separate ways and find a new buyer for it. And if you have a good agent like myself, then we're going to know how to handle those objections when it comes to the home inspections and them trying to negotiate certain things, and how we can kind of play that off for you. Make sure that you're working with a good agent whenever you do sell your home. There's a lot that goes into it. The average person is not going to know how to do all of the things that an agent is going to do when it comes to selling your home. So I think on average, there's probably like 125 things that I do for each one of my clients when we sell their homes. So there's a lot of back-end stuff that you're not going to know about, documents and all kinds of stuff. So just do yourself a favor and save yourself that headache and get an agent that's going to help you and make sure that your interests are taken care of and you get the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time. I think that's everybody's goal. I will say selling for top dollar and selling as quick as possible might not go together. We really have to decide what is more important to you. So sometimes this is a decision that we have to make. Other times you can do both. So right now I see it kind of 50-50. You know, if you've got a great home ready to move in and it's prime location, then you're probably going to be able to do both. But if not, then you're probably going to have to pick one or the other. Do you want to wait around for someone who's willing to pay top dollar for that home? Or do you want to just price it maybe a little lower and get it sold as quick as possible? So this is just going to come down to what your priority is and what you're wanting more than the other. So we'll just have to have that conversation, and then you can make that decision at that point. And then if you're selling a home, then you're probably going to be buying a home somewhere, whether it's here or it's another state or another town or wherever the case may be. But that is also going to come into play whenever you're trying to time everything with the sale of your home. What I like to do is get your home sold, close on it, and you can close on your new home the same day or the following day. That way you can move straight from the home that you're selling into the home that you're buying. Most people like to do it that way. You don't have to get storage. You don't have to do all of that kind of stuff. You can just move your stuff, have it packed up, and then go straight to your new home after you close. Just keep that in mind. Your next home is going to kind of affect your timeline for your current home that you are selling. So we need to kind of organize that and make sure that everything works out perfect for you and your situation. Another thing is who you pick matters. A good agent is going to make you money, not cost you money. So keep that in mind whenever you're picking an agent. If you're in the Middle Georgia area, we would love to sit down and have that opportunity to interview with you about selling your home and tell you exactly how we can do that. Now, I will say our team has a unique marketing plan that I don't really see a lot of people doing in this area. So if you're curious, maybe you want to just see what we can do for you, how we do what we do, then we would love to have that conversation with you. So if you are, drop a comment below, or you can give us a call or shoot us a text at 478-888-7808. We would love to talk to you about selling your home and how we can help.